My brain cannot be trusted to just sit down and write. So here are a couple of things that I use to make sure that I get words from my brain to the page. The first thing, big Post-its. For me, when I look at something with lines or even an open Google Doc, that's way too much pressure. The high-performing kid in me from school gets overwhelmed by the idea that I should be performing something that's going to get an A even though no one is grading it. With big Post-its, there is no pressure. No one has ever expected any Post-it to be a work of art. I would suggest not believing the part of your brain that's going to say, oh, you have some of it written down on paper, you'll just type up the rest. That part of your brain is a liar. For me, it's best to go from outline to handwritten draft before I start trusting myself to type, because I will get distracted by the internet, the state of the world, email, whoever the newest Real Housewife is. The second thing I would have around me are books that are written by people you want to sound like. So this is not a way for you to rip anyone off. Sometimes it's easy to think that that's what you're doing, but sometimes you just want to have a book that sounds like what you want to do, and you just need to take a break from writing to see how other people do it. Sometimes you have the same idea that they did, and it just gives you some validation that you're not just screaming endlessly into the void. Sometimes you see they did it in a way better way, and now your brain recognizes the pattern of what it looks like the way you want it to look like. You can't really draw a picture of a dog without looking at a dog, right? So you can't really write like you want to write unless you're reading what you want to write like. The last thing, a timer. Not a timer on your phone. The phone is like the computer. It's the thing that your brain cannot be trusted with. It's shiny, it's bright, it has a million different tabs, and it will distract you. Having a timer lets you realize how much time you did or didn't spend on something, and it allows you to practice your time management. Because if you're like me and you have ADHD, time is even more abstract of a concept than it is to your average brain. Having something that reminds you that something you hate to do doesn't take hours like you convinced yourself it does, or something that you love to do doesn't take 8 seconds like you convinced yourself it does, is really important to creating work. So basically, my tools of choice are big Post-its, a book that sounds like what you want to sound like, and a timer that's not attached to a screen, that's attached to a streaming service.